Hey everybody, it's a pop call, Sunday night. I'm live, it's John Hope Bryant. I'm here with my main man, Keith Williams.
All right.
The coolest barber in all of Atlanta. Other barbers don't hate, just congratulate. His brother's cool. John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, CEO of Operation Hope, entrepreneur, philanthropic investor, which means I use some of my money and a lot of other people's money to try to make an impact through Operation Hope mostly, but it's created a whole network of nonprofits. Hey, see you guys signing on that we do that with in my company, Bryant Group Ventures. Hey, Damien, love you, man. You're a great dude. Hey, Najee Ali, love you, Najee. Saying hello.
Hey, Najee.
Hey, Patricia Tyson. And then, so you have all my nonprofits, and you have my for-profits, the Promise Homes Company. Check that out. We just launched a $160 million platform, launched in June. You'll be hearing more about that. Hey, Deborah from UFSC. Hey, Patricia Tyson. Hey, you guys signing on. And my book, The Memo. Where's my copy? Hold on a minute. Here we go. Boom. Which my man has read. Hey, Ron. Hey, Roland. Ian. So I see you guys are signing on. Here's a pop call. You didn't know I was going to do this. Just give everybody a chance to sign on before we get into this topic real heavy. Hey, Michelle Bryant. I got the memo. Great. So while we're warming up, Keith, tell them what you because you read the book, right?
Right.
So tell them what you got out of the book, why you thought it was cool. Hey, Al Ferreira from L.A., Lamont Stewart, perfect timing, great. Jeanette Lockhart, if you haven't got the memo, get your copy. It was the #1 new release on Amazon for budgeting and management, not black budgeting management, just budgeting and management and success all across the board globally. All right.
Well, I think basically out of the book, what I got was that it's more of a spiritual approach to financial illiteracy, like a sickness. You know what I mean? That's what I always thought about when I think financial illiteracy. Mm-hmm. Sickness being mostly in the head, mental. Mm-hmm. So just addressing that as you would any other illness, and trying to fully understand and get a grip on. We're in a free enterprise society, so learn from it. Don't hate on it. Just learn from it. Yeah. You're in it. We're in it.
So we're boys, right?
Right.
And I love you. You love me, right? Well, I love you at least. It's my man. He's married. Got 2 beautiful children. But we're boys, right? We're not afraid to say we love each other. We're all good. But what do we just do? Like show them those 2 things right there. Because we're boys. He's cutting my hair now. But was this a favor to me? Did he come over here in the middle of a Sunday night, or did he see it? It's a credit card. I'm trying to get the number. It was a credit card and a swipe situation. It's for him to run my credit card because he's a capitalist, right? So he's a businessman. I mean, he's a barber. But if he's going to run over here on a Sunday night, he's got to be paid. He's got a mortgage, car note, whatever. So he did it for friendship and love, right? But he also has to do it for a fee. He has to charge, get his money. So everybody's a capitalist. Everybody's involved in the system. The question is are you using it or is it using you? And so don't be mad at my man because he needs to be paid. You need a haircut. He needs to be paid. Fair exchange is no robbery. So we're all living in the system, as he said, but most of us don't understand the system that we're living in. And to quote Ambassador Andrew Young, live in a system of free enterprise, not to understand the rules of free enterprise must be the definition of slavery. Looking sharp, James Nelson said, barbershop. Ron Joseph said, read the memo. My son, LaRon, is now reading the book. He said to say hello the next time I join. Tell young LaRon I gave him a shout out, Ron, and that I'm honored that he's reading the book. It will change his life. Jeanette Lockhart, please share with your friends. Okay, she's sharing it with her friends. Hey, Houston Jones, Prentice Earl from Kansas City. All right, so Shelly Mills. Okay, you are my official success coach. Love that. So we were just talking about a topic. Now the folks have sort of signed on. We're talking about a topic tonight I think that some of the luckiest people in the world are his 2 daughters. I would say his wife, but she's lucky to have him. He's lucky to have her because I've met her. She's fine. She's smart. She's got a job. Her job, biggest job is domestic engineer, raising those kids, right?
Yeah.
She also does something else, right?
She's a chemist, a lab chemist.
A chemist. So
smarter than me.
A smart, fine wife, and I hope I get some credit from her when she watches this. So she's a chemist. He owns his own company, Barber. He's a barber. And he's actually looking to become a firefighter too, right?
Right.
Yeah. But his kids are really lucky to have him as a dad because he walks his talk. So what's the topic of tonight's session? It's the power of mentoring. Here's the quote. Watch how you live your life. It may be the only Bible that anybody else reads. Boom. We drop the mic. I'm going to repeat that. Watch how you live your life. It may be the only Bible that anybody else reads. Why is somebody in our neighborhood, in the inner city, Najee, why do kids grow up in the inner city, South Central LA, want to be a rap star, an athlete, or a drug dealer alone? Are they dumb? Are they stupid? No. They're brilliant, but they're modeling what they see. So why are you a barber? Did you see somebody growing up who was a barber and said, I can do that?
My father was a barber.
See, I didn't even know the story, right? But I know his story. I'm going to repeat that. Now, did I talk to you about this before?
I've never told you. You never asked that. I've never told you that.
We've never had this conversation before, right?
Yeah.
So did you, I'm going to repeat that so everybody can watch this. Did you see anybody growing up who was a barber?
My dad.
And so tell me about your dad and that experience.
You know, I always watched him, and one of the things that my dad always said was, you know, build your own empire. He had owned his own barbershop, and he worked as a foreman at a plant as well. But every day I would see him come home from that plant job, do a little gardening, get right to the shop, and stay busy cutting.
You know, there's a lot of folks who made a lot of money from barbering. Herndon, the famous industrialist here in Atlanta, they end up having a funeral home, insurance companies, I think a bank, real estate, but he started with a barber shop. There's a dude in Birmingham, Alabama, I forget his name. I don't know if Gaston had a barber shop or not. He had other businesses, but and then what's the first black female millionaire was Madam C.J. Walker had a hair salon, right? A lot of wealth comes out of this business, and you'll never go out of business, never go broke, because people always want to look good, always want to get their hair cut. I can't go a week and a half without my man having to trim me up, and I've got to go to New York tomorrow to do a CEO dinner. And then on Friday, next Sunday, we're doing a session with Chelsea Clinton as part of this national tour back in New York, going back to New York twice, and he had hooked me up again. So he gets going to get paid 3 times this week. Now, you know, I'm his boy and everything, but he's like, where's my money, right? Don't pay me in food stamps. Right. So you're modeling what you see.
Right.
Somebody out there, you're watching, you know, Najee, you're an activist, right? So tell them in the notes, Najee, who did you see as an activist growing up, and you said, wow, I can do that too? Make sure you put that in the notes, Najee, because I know that's your story. I'm a businessman and an entrepreneur. I saw my dad wear a suit. He was a businessman. I wanted to be a businessman too. Why do I love myself? My mother told me to. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm role modeling. Nothing's more powerful than a child being told that they are loved. What are you role modeling in your family? What are you role modeling in your life? Keith is very conscious about what he's polluting his kids with. Is he polluting them with negative energy, or is he polluting them with love? I think he's polluting them with love. And he's really conscious about what comes into his house, because they're soaking all that in, right?
They soak up everything.
Soak up everything.
They regurgitate some stuff I may have said to them 2 months ago and I'll forget about.
Right.
It's the funniest thing when it comes back up. They are sponges.
So what happens when black men don't show up in black families? Well, when you got 70% of black families run by ladies, and then we can understand why our young men end up like punks, right? So what have we done? We've been told that black men are endangered species. So we then we raised our girls and loved our sons. And you end up with a bunch of women, girls to women, and a bunch of punks, boys to punks, not boys to men. Because we didn't hold them accountable, we didn't hold ourselves accountable, and we were crappy role models for them, and they modeled what they saw. Right. So if again, I keep saying, if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th, right? You hang around 9 barbers, you'll be the 10th. You hang around 9 chemists, you'll be the 10th. If you had good parents as role models, you end up being a good parent as a role model. Or if you had crappy role models as a parent, maybe you had enough gumption to say, I'm going to turn that stuff around and be a good role model for my children. But that's more the exception than the rule. Role modeling is so dang on important. I mean, why do I have a decent relationship with Caucasians? Because the banker came in my classroom who was Caucasian when I was 9 years old and taught financial literacy. He was the first white man I ever saw who wasn't a detective, who had a suit on. And I said, man, what do you do for a living? And how'd you get rich legally? And he said, I'm a banker and I finance entrepreneurs. I said, man, I don't care what an entrepreneur is. If you're financing them, I'm going to be one. And that is why I'm an entrepreneur today. But so I didn't see.
That's somebody that knows me well, calling me Key Boy. That's my name.
Key, what's your name? Key Boy. Courtney Lee. All right.
Yeah.
Loretta Sanders. Good evening. Knowledge is power. Brian says that gang members in South Central. Najee Ali. Yeah, gang members in South Central. So Najee Ali. So Najee. So you say are you saying that the gang members in South Central were your role models, and you turned it around and decided you wanted to help them? So expand that, Najee Ali. Who were your role models growing up, and how did you become an activist? I know that Reverend Al Sharpton is one of the people you hang around now, and was that one of your role models, or was it somebody else? How did you decide to become an activist? By the way, this brother changed policy. He actually created a law in California, state of California, that helps to do an Amber Alert for kids who get snatched. Tell us a bit more about that law, Najee. Maybe you can put a, hey, Ali from Australia. I've got very few folks signing in from Australia, so that's great, Ali. Thanks for signing in. Andrew Price says, I realize the value of what you give us for free. I love that. Thank you very much. No, I'm not giving you for free. I'm investing in you, and we're going to lean in with this series, with this movement, and I'm expecting you guys to spread this around and share it as much as you share a Beyonce video. I want you to hit the share button and send this to all your friends. Every time I do one of these videos, make it worth our while. My fee for a speech is about $25,000 commercial fee, and I've got to raise $150,000 a day at Operation Hope to keep that going alone. So my time is valuable, and I don't give it away. I invest it in you. So when I'm doing this, I'm doing it for free. So don't make me, oh, you're trying to sell a book. This is what, $20 bucks. Right. I give you the dang on book if I see you on the street, right? In fact, I made a promise if you read the book and you don't like it, I'll actually send you your money back. Send me the book with a note saying I hate this, and I'll write a check, send the money, my office will send you the money back plus tax, money back guarantee, and we'll give the book away to somebody else. So this is about trying to get knowledge and wisdom out into our world on mass scale, so we can upgrade our mental software, so we can think differently. Because really, poverty beyond food on the table and a roof over your head, poverty is
in the mind.
Is in the mindset. It's your mindset, right?
Yeah.
So we have very different jobs and very different situations, but we think exactly alike because we understand that the mindset is everything. We want to make smart
decisions all the time.
That's right. And we want to make smart sexy again because we've been making dumb sexy for too long as a society. In the black community in particular, I'm talking to everybody here now, by the way, white, black, red, brown, and yellow. Because, by the way, the people who are dying fastest in this country are white, high school educated men who are depressed. They're dying faster than anybody else. We're not getting hung up on racing or blaming anybody. But, my black brothers and sisters, we've been doing so much with so little for so long, we can almost do anything with nothing. But our role models have really gotten screwed up. Right. And in the last 20 years, I think we've made dumb sexy.
Of course.
We've dumbed down and celebrated it. It used to be that black folks walked around with suits and ties on in the 20s. You could be a barber or a trash collector or whatever, a doctor, didn't matter. You had a suit and tie. You were rocking that suit and tie. Right. Now, you see a black man in the inner city with a suit on, it's like seeing a unicorn. Right. Okay? Right. Everybody's, yo, got their pants down to their ass, knees or whatever, no shoelaces in their shoes, not realizing that no shoelaces in your shoes, no belt around your waist is saying basically I'm a prison convict on suicide watch. They take that shit away from you so you don't hang yourself. Right. Wisdom, knowledge, right? As you just said, knowledge in the head. Right. So talking about, give them your own message about the power of role modeling. And I want to hit them with one more thing before we go.
Well, I think the power of role modeling is always positive because whether or not, if it's a positive or a negative role model, it's still impactful to your life. Whether it's someone you aspire to be like, or someone you despise and you want to totally turn yourself around.
Whoa! Say that again. Either it's somebody. Say it again.
Either somebody that inspires you, or somebody that makes you just despise and you don't want to be anything like. So, role modeling is whether you're paying attention or not. Somebody's watching.
Woo!
So
So whether you're paying attention to your own life or not,
right?
Somebody's watching you. By the way, Najee Ali said that Reverend Cecil Murray, who also raised me in South Central, was one of his role models. So we had the same service role model, Najee.
Right.
So my man's saying you can be inspired by something positive, but you can also be inspired by turning around something that's negative. But also, if you're just flowing through and don't think that your life makes no difference in the world, you don't know who's watching you, looking for a signal of who they can be.
Right.
So if you are a black man, you're having a baby out of wedlock, and you're not calling yourself a father, you're saying I'm a baby daddy.
Right.
What is the kid for whom you just gave birth to? What is that kid's self-esteem saying to them about themselves when their father won't claim them as a father? They're just saying I'm your baby daddy. That must ravage the kid's self-esteem. When it's baby mama or baby dada and not father or mother, and when you're not claiming that kid, then we're surprised the kid that grows up want to be a snatch and grab artist or a thief or a crook or a punk ass who's not taking care of his responsibility. We have women doing this too now. Young girls growing up trying to be thugs, and then we want to be surprised that they have just terrible values. And are rocking it, dancing in the strip club or whatever. But they're modeling literally what they're seeing. They're saying, you didn't care about me.
Right.
Baby daddy, baby mama, you weren't around. Right? The father's devaluing himself by using that term. Jaqueen Scale says. So the father is devaluing himself, he's saying, by saying I'm a baby daddy.
Right.
What are you to your kids?
I'm a father.
What does that mean?
That means I am, it's the funniest
Showing
thing.
up and showing out.
Showing up, showing out, being there all the time, being involved. I joined the FBI at my kid's school, fathers being involved. Today, my kids,
that's a different kind of FBI. I love that.
Kind of FBI. Today, my kids were drawing chalk in the driveway, and they put Callie, Mom, Dad, and Cadence, right? And on top of Daddy was a crown. Right on top of the D was a crown, King. It just
no better feeling, right?
No better feeling, because that's how they look at me, as the king of the household. So.
And my man takes them on vacation. They just came back from 2 vacations. It wasn't expensive. They just one of them was just a driving trip. It was a road trip. Right. But he spends time with them. He's not hanging out at the club with people who don't like him, don't care about him. We're trying to impress people we don't know with stuff we don't own, about things that don't matter, in places that we don't own.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
Right.
It versus being at our home or being somewhere with somebody actually we're having an impact on, whose lives we can change, who's looking for us literally for breath itself. Who's looking at us for who we can be, these children, and you say, I'm a father. Show up and show out. So they know that you are the man that they're looking for when they grow up. Is that right?
That's right.
So if you want to find, gentlemen, you want to find a good woman, find a woman who's got a good relationship with her father.
Exactly.
Women, you want to find a good man, find a man who understands how to treat women and who has had a good relationship with his mother. Who either had a good relationship with his mother or a bad one but decided that he was going to turn it around and honor women as a result of that, rainbows after storms. Did you have a decent relationship with your mom?
Yes.
So there you go, right? I didn't know that. So he good relationship with his mom, so now you honor women.
You only get one.
And now look at his kids going, that's who I want my man to be. My man has to be, when I grow up, and I tell kids all the time, I want you to go to school, K through 12. I want you to graduate and maybe go to college, Certainly get some kind of advanced degree, because if you're a minority in these, today, you need an advanced educational degree. I want you to get a job, get a career, get married, have children in that order. Okay? So when you finally allow your kids to get married, and somebody better show up to your house asking you for their hand in marriage, right?
Right.
Do that, it needs to come straight, right?
It gotta come straight in me.
The girls are going to say to the guy, you got to meet my dad, but you're setting up to the standard of my dad.
Look, man, my friend said to me, taking my girls out, he's like, man, you're making it hard for the guy that's gonna choose them. He's like, they're gonna have an expectation level.
Yeah.
Already, so we set the standard.
Look, the Bible says, be hot or be cold. If you're lukewarm, I'll spat you out. Translation, even God doesn't like mediocrity. So what are we doing, right? Or you just want to go out like a punk? You just want to go out like an average person? Because folks are already writing you off as not serious. The society, if you're a minority, you're born on probation in America. You got to be twice as smart, twice as intelligent, twice as well-dressed, twice as prepared. Get up twice as early, stay up twice as late, and hustle your rear end off and deliver results, and nobody's interested in your drama and your whining. No, hear me now, young men and young women coming up in this world right now, these millennials who want to go in late, long lunch, leave early, who think that life should be pleasure-filled and chilling, you're going to get your heart broken. You got to come out here and hustle. You got to work your ass off. Nobody cares about your drama. Stop whining and complaining about how tough your life is. Your life's not tough. Dr. King's life was tough. Ambassador Andrew Young's life was tough. Frederick Douglass' life was tough. Dr. Dorothy Heights' life was tough. Coretta Scott King's life was tough. I mean, folks, slaves' lives were tough. Your life's not tough. Your life, at most, inconvenient. Get your rear end up and go get a job, finish school, stop whining and complaining, and deliver some results, and make us proud to have spat you out as part of some DNA. Don't make us feel like we wasted all of our time on your drama. So if you're gonna come right, you got to come excellent. You cannot be black for a living anymore. Can't be Latino for a living. Can't be Asian for a living. Can't be. You got to be a great leader who happens to be black, not just a black leader. And you got to be a great father, not a baby daddy, a great mother, not just a baby mama. Because our society and our community is modeling what I see. That's why I like my man Najee. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a community leader. He is delivering results in his community, and now young people growing up and saying, I want to be just like that. But what of our role models? I mean, again, if all you see in your neighborhood is rap stars, athletes, and drug dealers, then why is anybody surprised that kids grow up wanting to be a rap star, an athlete, or a drug dealer? Loretta says, I'm a single mother, and I've raised 3 children with the help of my heavenly Father. You can't find a good man. I think she's saying it's hard to find a good man. But you found one, the heavenly Father, right? So you're not giving up and giving in and whining. You're just stepping up. But man, why does she have to do that? Like, where's the man who poured into the lady? You know what I'm talking about. And you're big enough to have the kid. Why aren't you big enough to? I don't know her story. She may have a man who's completely responsible paying, child support. They didn't get along. That's cool. But if you have a child and you're not paying child support, I mean, send something. Send something. Right? Show up. You can't donate money, at least show up, right?
Yeah, you got to.
But if you're having a kid and you're not showing up in your kid's life, you're a punk. You're a punk ass. You're not a man. I said it. You're a punk ass. You're not a man. You can show up to the club. You can show up for a date, right? But if you're gonna pour into a woman and have a baby, you gotta be big enough to take care of them. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, isn't this just common sense? So Ken Owa says, Invictus. Prentice says, show up. So I'm not jamming up our black men. I'm trying to help us to become black men. Real black men, or Latino men, or Asian men, or white men, or Latino men. This is about, Najee says, preach. We just got to stop all this complaining and stop all this excuse making. It's like the Klan and the white man and racism is not keeping you from being a good father. It's not keeping you from saying I'm a father versus a baby daddy. It's not keeping you from not calling women bees on rap hooks and calling men ends on the same hook, because all that's doing is you're just feeding the same machine that says we ain't nothing. And so if I don't like me, I'm not going to like you. If I don't feel good about me, I'm not going to feel good about you. If I don't love me, don't expect me to love you. If I don't respect me, don't expect me to respect you. And here's the big one. If I don't have a purpose in my life, I'll make your life a living hell. Keith and I get along real well because I like me, he likes himself. I love me, he loves himself. We're both reasonably comfortable in our own skin. We both know who we are. So I can say I love you. He know I'm not gay. He can say he loves me. I know what's going on, right? We cool with each other. We sure of our manhood. And we can give each other props because when you're coming from healthy soil, then you can grow a garden and share it with others. Boom. Watch how you live your life. It may be the only Bible, Dion says, perpetuating the stereotype. Exactly. When men stand up, boys sit down. Boom! Thomas Parker, exactly, right? Ron, so we know what's going on, right? We just had this spontaneous conversation. There's not one person who's dissenting on what we need to do, but then why are we doing it? Like, why are we allowing ourselves to live in the cesspool of depression, of low expectation, of BS, excuse making, calling ourselves victims, and not showing up in our own families for our own kids, and then saying it's somebody else's fault?
Sickness, bro. It's a sickness.
So give them some love and some wisdom on the way out of this thing so we can get you home so your wife can still like me a little bit. You see your girls.
Yeah, man. Everybody just, just remain positive is such a cliche saying, but it really is, you know what I mean, the best way I can describe it as to keeping a level head, being the person that you're, like I was talking about earlier when I said be the person your dog thinks you are. You know what I mean? Just be.
That's deep. That's maybe too philosophical for some of you. He said, be the person your dog thinks you are. Your dog thinks the best of you. Your dog thinks better of you than you really are yourself. Right. But your dog loves you even if you kick him by accident. Your dog loves you anyway. Right. But be the person that your dog actually thinks you are, which is a good individual.
That's what it is.
Even you forget to feed them for a day, they still love you, right?
Right.
So we're gonna let Keith go home, but we need a movement that's a radical movement of common sense. That's what Operation Hope is about. That's what Love Leadership was about, the new way to lead a fear-based world, published in 2009. That's what Banking Our Future was about. We published before that with Beacon Press, Dr. King's press, my first book. That's what How the Poor Can Escape Capitalism was about, which was published in 2014. And that's what the Memo is about. The Memo is my most powerful book yet. It's simple, 150 pages. You can take it up into pieces. And I hope you have this thing all marked up with highlights. You need to probably read it 2-3 times. Roland Martin said there's 2 books that every black person needs to read. Everybody needs to read it, by the way, irrespective of race. But if you're black, there's 2 books you need to read, which is the Where Do We Go From Here from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and The Memo. That was Roland Martin's words, not mine. And so we're not dumb and we're not stupid. We are brilliant. Right? But it's what we don't know that we don't know that's killing us, but we think we know. And we're modeling failure versus modeling success.
Right.
And we're living by fear, not by love, which means that we're experts at surviving, not experts at thriving. So we're experts at surviving in a thriver's world. We're acting like victims in a victor's world, right? And we're not stepping up to the plate in a way that allows us to be successful, and we're not role modeling success. So what do we expect when you're role modeling failure? How do you expect to not have a failure? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Boom. So look, leave your notes and your comments. I'm going to put Keith's contact details in. Bridget says amen. Jeanette Locker, keep up the good work, gentlemen. Thank you. We'll put Keith will hopefully sign on and make his own comments, respond to some of your comments when he gets some time tonight or tomorrow. I'll put his link for his barber shop in the header for this, so you can give him some love. If you're here in Atlanta, give him some business. You want people like that to be more successful. And by the way, we're going to do a video hopefully on the memo of the barber industry.
Okay.
I mean, you sent me a note one day. You know, barbers can make $100,000 a year.
Oh yeah.
At $20 a haircut, right?
Yep.
So You don't need to go get a PhD in something. You don't need a high-tech business. You don't need to do some, I mean, it's, again, a lot of folks have built a lot of wealth in something as basic and as dignified as a barber business, with making 6 figures and owning your own time, your own schedule, doing what you love. This guy loves the art of hair, right? And when he gives you a head massage, oh my God, I'd pay for just the head massage. I'll forget the haircut. But the guy's really good, and he helps his ladies and men, right?
Right.
And children.
Right.
Right. And, well, there you go. So we love you. We're out. Hey, Jamie Nelson, thank you. Follow the series, Delivering the Memo, my new Facebook streaming series. Comes on every 2 to 3 weeks. Get the book, The Memo, if you have it, and get it for your friends and loved ones. This is a Christmas gift. And Unpacking Barbershop, Jamie Nelson says, it's going to be he's producing the Delivering the Memo series. So I guess that's one of our new shows. That'll be a great show. Because also barbershops are where we also, it's our universities, it's a
meeting place.
It's a meeting place, it's a community room.
Yep.
Hey, Jamie, let's do that. Let's do that as a show. Love you guys. Unbought, unbossed, unbiased. Coming to you straight, no chaser from Atlanta, Georgia. The Delivering the Memo, with a Memo masterclass. Get the book. Follow Operation Hope's work. What did this person just say? Loretta Sanders, it's wonderful to have your spouse in the house with you when you're raising children, but when you raise them, okay, I'm going to need to find that comment later. So I guess you guys are enjoying this conversation, which is a great thing.
Didn't have to get an MBA to make a.
Wait, Dion WT says, wait, so I didn't have to get an MBA to make $110,000 a year?
No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
Jeremiah G. Hamilton made $1 million in the 1800s. That's a black man.
In the 1800s.
He was a barber, but he also worked on Wall Street. Also worked on Wall Street.
So
Didn't ride the train, but bought stocks.
That's what I'm talking about. So you can be a barber, make the money, and then go buy some real estate. And you really need to build wealth when you sleep, which means, he needs to take, 10%, 20% of what he's making, put it aside, put 10% aside for his children's fund, for their education, for their future, but take another 10%, put it aside, and then come and buy some of his raggedy real estate around here and buy it, rehab it, and rent it, buy it, rehab, and sell it, because that's his trust fund for the future, because they aren't growing any more land. The land's just going to go up. You'll have recessions, you'll have dips, but over time, value of land will just go up. And so this is the guy you should track. He really needs his own video series himself. He's got a lot of wisdom. He's really cool. Are you vegan? Or
Vegetarian.
You're vegetarian?
Yeah.
You're vegetarian?
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I'm trying. I'm not eating beef or chicken. I'm getting closer.
Getting there.
I'm getting there. All right, love you guys. We're out. Have a great day. Peace and light.
Good night.